With the inclusion of Crescendo of Polaris to the War Archives, the first batch of idle-themed ships are now permanently available in the construction pool. Hello and welcome. This is Neldrin, and today, let's discuss the ships now available under the Crescendo of Polaris event. But before that, if you haven't subscribed yet, here's the sign you are waiting for, to hit the subscribe button. Crescendo of Polaris features 5 ships in their Muse skin and have different sets of skills. But their playstyle is relatively almost similar to the original ship. If this is your introduction to the War Archives, you need data keys which can be collected daily. Data key is equivalent to 1 game of War Archive map. It will not be refunded if you decide to retreat from the map. If you already completed the event before, your progress is reset, except for the cutscenes you had collected. Additionally, you can purchase the Javelin skin in the core shop. The following ships will be rated up in the heavy construction pool until January 19th. After that, they will be transferred to their respective construction pool. Sheffield Muse was already available in the Merit shop. Farmable ships and equipment in these maps are also farmable in the main stages, except for the John Bart gun and the purple French DD gun. Farming for the said gun in this map is not recommended because there are other ways of obtaining them. Now, let's check the ships. First we have Gascony. She's a battleship, and if you started around the same time as me, you've probably got her first before the PR ship. Her personality highly reminds me of Destiny from the anime tacked Opus Destiny. Her main gun can be fired twice per reload, and each salvo has an alternating ammo type which will start with HE ammo. Her yellow skill will buff her damage or tankiness, depending on the number of Muse ships in the fleet, including her. She will also buff the Muse ships every time she fires her main gun, which can also stack if fired in succession. Given that this ship was initially released 2 years ago, and with the recent releases of strong battleships, Gascony is falling short in terms of overall performance. She's strong for the early levels due to above-average stats. However, due to the lack of additional barrage and with alternating ammo type of her main gun, makes her inconsistent for the late-game content. But at least, she has a sweet voice when firing her main gun, which I really love to hear. Next is Akagi. Her red skill will launch an additional airstrike 10 seconds after her first launch. Depending on the number of Muse ships in the fleet, she will launch either torpedo or dive bomber. Her yellow skill decreases the loading time for her first airstrike and increases her aviation stats based on the number of Muse ships in the fleet. Technically a combined skill from her regular form. Overall, I think this version of Akagi is slightly better than the one you will, or got in 3.4. She has additional airstrike which the former didn't have. Kaga's partner skill will still activate if you use this version of Akagi. One caveat is that you need to bring 3 more Muse ships to enjoy the aviation buff, comparable to the original version. Admiral Hipper is the offensive version from her original form, removing the added tankiness in exchange for added offense. Her red skill will change her ammo type into HE for some time, which has a better modifier against medium and heavy armor. Her blue skill is the same, but can be activated immediately if placed in the frontmost position. Admiral Hipper's power level is almost the same from the original. She has offensive skill, but the damage is insignificant in most cases. She can still be your primary tank, but there are a lot of better options. Cleveland, and a much cooler version of her, which also looks like Asuna from Sword Art Online. Similar to Admiral Hipper, her ammo type will change for some time, and has better modifiers against medium and heavy armor. Her blue skill is similar to her original form but a bit weaker. This version of Cleveland offers more offense in exchange for utility. I think this is a good trade because the activation chance is quite low, so you won't miss out a lot anyway. Lastly, and the one who was available for some time now, Sheffield, is a side-grade version from the original. Her red skill is relatively similar to the other two vanguards mentioned. This will change her ammo type with better modifiers to light and medium armor. Her blue skill will improve the survivability of your vanguard. Based on experience, Sheffield is good to have. Her defensive buffs can make the whole vanguard less reliant on healers. Since HMS ships are renowned for having less tanky ships, even the majority of their heavy cruisers. Having Sheffield Muse is a huge help when running Her Majesty's fleet, especially for early stages. Crescendo of Polaris ships are more of a collection, rather than ships that are useful in late game. If you're into idle culture, or you prefer their glow-up look, compared to the original, then feel free to pull for them and utilize the rate up. However, I highly suggest limiting your pulls, especially if you are free to play, because it was announced that we will have 4 UR events and having enough cubes is what you should aim for. But to summarize, Crescendo of Polaris is now available in the War Archives. The ships are the idle version and their overall performance is almost the same from the original. Well, except to Gascony, which is a downgrade. Because of this, it is highly recommended to save up your cubes for upcoming UR events in the future. I hope that you get the ship you wanted if you will be pulling for them. Let me know in the comments section which one is your favorite among them. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video to support my channel. You guys are awesome, and see you next time.